What's up, you guys? It's your boy Jay, and I'm back here with another reaction video, guys. Guys, before we even get started with this video, guys, comment down below what you want me to react to next, guys. Guys, give this video a big thumbs up. Comment down below. Subscribe. Share on all your social medias. Follow me on all my social medias. All my social media links will be in the description down below. Let's go. Let's get into the intro, you guys. So intro, take us away. So you guys, we're about to get started with this video, guys. This video, yes, you read by the title, guys. Yes, you read by the title for sure. It's called 15 Foods You Are Not Allowed to Eat in the USA. So, you guys, you know, anonymous subscriber gave me this request to react to this video, guys. I don't know what it is. She gave it to me on my Instagram, so shout out to her and stuff. So you guys, comment down below. If you ain't able to comment on here, guys, go ahead on my social media and comment and DM me or chat me on Snapchat or on Twitter to let me know what you want me to react to in your next, guys, just in case I can't get it on. Send me a link on there and stuff like that. So let's get into this video, guys. Let's get into it. Yeah, let's just get into it. All right. 1, 2, 3.
Having made the top 20 list of the most obese countries in the world,
so delicious, you know.
It may come as a surprise that there are certain foods in the United States that are not allowed to be eaten.
Okay.
In fact, doing so is actually illegal. Some of the condemned items you may find quite unusual, others simply obvious. From the popular national cuisine of Scotland to the highly toxic and sought-after puffer fish, here are 15 foods you're not allowed to eat in the US. Number 15.
Okay.
Haggis. This Scottish dish was referenced by Scotsman groundskeeper Willie in one of the Simpsons' classic Treehouse of Horror episodes when Bart, looking visibly confused, asks, "What's haggis?" after reading Willie's mind. The reason for Bart's confusion is because haggis isn't a dish seen or served in the States, and this has been the case since 1971 when it was banned from the country. The mainly Scottish cuisine is properly prepared using minced up offal, the formal term for the scraps of an animal. There's no specific list, but sheep lungs, for example, are considered as offal. This ingredient alone would cause anyone to question why people in Scotland enjoy it and agree that the US has made a good call. However, the Scots would argue that it's absolutely sublime. Haggis has a similar texture to that of a crumbly sausage with an oaty texture and peppery flavor. It dates back centuries for the Scots and is widely known as a dish of tradition in the country. Before we go on, we have a cool challenge for y'all. It'll take about 5 seconds to complete. Let's make a deal. Just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you will get 10 years of amazing luck and fortune. Try it. It actually works. Number 14.
Okay.
Japanese puffer fish. We shouldn't make too many Simpsons references, but who could forget when Homer Simpson almost died as a result of this famous Japanese dish following his visit to a sushi restaurant.
Wow.
The real-life version of fugu is not much different to what was shown in the Season 2 episode, One Fish, Two Fish, Blowfish, Bluefish. The Japanese pufferfish holds an extremely toxic poison called tetrodotoxin, which is held in its organs. It is a dish that is absolutely deadly, but has been widely prepared and eaten for hundreds of years across Japan. There have, however, been multiple fatalities. Today, it is still available and widely requested, although it must be prepared with the utmost care by experienced chefs. The dish itself is apparently magnificent, with its very chewy texture, rather subtle flavor, and high protein component. Fugu was originally only available as a food for the upper class. However, over the years, it has grown in popularity and is now readily available for all who are interested. The dish is still quite pricey though, so you're probably best not to splash out your hard-earned cash anytime soon. Not only might it shorten your life, but it will lighten your wallet as well. Number 13. Shark fins. If you haven't heard of shark finning, it's bound to revolt you in some way, especially if it's introduced to you by Gordon Ramsay. In fact, the very thought of a bowl with shark fins in it is extremely unappetizing. Worse still, to even get to the kitchen, an individual must cut off a shark's fin while it's still alive. The poor beast is then promptly returned to the water, where it's left to die in obvious discomfort. Unsurprisingly, this is a controversial business, but the demand is so great, many people's livelihoods depend on it. Particularly popular in China and Hong Kong, demand has risen extensively over the course of the last 2 decades. The dish itself dates back over a century in Chinese tradition. The funny thing about the soup itself is its lack of flavor. It's such a sought-after dish, yet is said to contain almost no taste or nutritional value at all. In fact, most recommend adding something to the dish, such as herbs and spices, or possibly even some chicken or beef stock. The soup is also used as a medicine for the flu and other illnesses. It's fair to say this soup is even considered a delicacy amongst many. However, in the United States, it rarely hits the menu. Some believe that is due to how it tastes, but the truth could simply be that leading so many sharks to slaughter for such an average dish just doesn't appeal. Regardless of how you feel about these ocean-dwelling predators, it's clear that if they disappeared off the face of the earth, the ecosystem could be severely disrupted, or even destroyed. All this for a bowl of soup. Doesn't sound worthwhile, does it? Number 12. Ackee fruit. Probably one of the most understandable food choices that citizens of the US prefer to sweep under the rug, unripened ackee fruit can have disastrous consequences on the human body. It can result in the horrific metabolic syndrome, which is also defined as Jamaican vomiting sickness.
The ackee is nice and buttery, maybe like avocado.
This can include, as already stated, profuse vomiting, altered mental states, and hypoglycemia. Some cases have even had bizarre scenarios of seizures, hypothermia, comas, and even death. The only real medical treatment for this is with intravenous fluids and dextrose. The fruit can be properly consumed over time as they ripen, as the hypoglycin levels drop and the fruit becomes safe for humans. This can still be risky, however, as the levels might not quite drop to the safest level and the fruit could still cause damage to the body. Ripe ackee fruit can be identified as a yellowish-red color with very visible black seeds. Unripe fruits should be easily spotted, as they appear greenish-yellow and the seeds aren't nearly as easy to spot, almost like a closed book. Cooking the fruit will not eliminate the risks of an unripe fruit. The United States have been lucky enough to only have a few cases of the fruits producing toxicity. They have also discovered that pediatric patients and the malnourished are the most at risk. So it's safe to say they'll continue to distance themselves from this dangerous fruit. Number 11. Beluga caviar. Beluga caviar is caviar consisting of the roe/eggs of the beluga sturgeon, which is a fish found in the Caspian Sea bordering Iran, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Russia, and Turkmenistan. Beluga caviar is unique and by far the most expensive of its kind, with prices as high as $10,000.
Caviar. It's considered the most expensive food in the world.
The dish has become quite controversial since making its way to menus, as the beluga sturgeon is considered an endangered species and is at a critical status. Because of this, the United States has understandably placed a ban on the consumption of the fish and the caviar dish, and this has been the case ever since 2005. The practice was also suspended in 2006 within all possible countries of trade, including China, Bulgaria, Iran, Kazakhstan, Romania, Serbia, and Russia. This was temporarily lifted in 2007 with the eventual sale of around 96 tons of caviar.
Oh,
the
no.
caviar has made a comeback in recent years, but is still looked down upon considering the poor sturgeon status. And unfortunately, increasing the price hasn't made the situation any better. Number 10. Foie gras. Perhaps the smallest item on this list, the foie gras has quite the following and has been known to be a heavily requested dish in French restaurants. The butter-like textured combination of duck or goose liver has been known to sell for as much as $125 per kilogram. The price alone is quite controversial. That's not the only problem with this sought-after dish. For it to even exist, many birds are tragically force-fed in a method that increases their liver size to almost 10 times what it's supposed to be. As you can imagine, animal rights activists find this to be cruel and unacceptable, as would anyone with a heart in their chest. Technically, America hasn't banned the dish yet, but New York City is taking the first steps to do so. Home to over 1,000 restaurants that serve foie gras, in October 2019, the City Council introduced a ban that'll come into place as of 2022.
Oh, wow.
Effectively, New York will become like California, Australia, and India as places that prohibit any dishes like foie gras as a way to ignite and promote the importance of animal rights. If you'd like to try the dish before it's gone, it's said to have a rather smooth texture and rich taste. It is normally served with truffles and spread on toast. Number 9. Queen conch. This food appears to only be available in the Bahamas, making it a true specialty dish. Queen conch is often compared to calamari. The meat is firm and white with a chewy texture. Conch is usually eaten steamed or deep fried, or in some cases, raw with fresh vegetables. Conch is a large marine mollusk. They are soft-bodied and belong to the same taxonomic group as clams, oysters, octopuses, and squids.
Oh, no.
They tend to hang out in warm, shallow coral reefs or sea grass beds and can reach up to 12 inches in length. Some have lived for almost 40 years. Can you imagine how tough they might be to eat? The delicacy was once found in Florida too, in significant numbers. But since the 70s, there has been a significant drop in numbers. The drastic change in events is said to be caused by over-harvesting, an act that has now become illegal in the state. The United States alone consumes around 80% of the world's internationally traded queen conch, so it's definitely a popular dish. Number 8. Sea turtles. The thought of eating a turtle in any form is a deeply disturbing one. However, apparently it's relatively flavorsome and for an unusual reason. Depending on what part of the turtle is being consumed, you can experience tastes similar to that of chicken, veal, pork, and even fish. This explains why the sea turtle became such a popular item on the menu many years ago in the United States. The turtles were used for a variety of different dishes, including several types of soups.
Is the actual turtles.
However, over time, this particular delicacy vanished from the American lifestyle. And here's the reason why. It's actually pretty obvious, really. There simply aren't enough sea turtles left in the ocean to go around. Today, the green sea turtle species is one that is heavily protected, as Americans don't want to risk their extinction. They are currently under the Endangered Species Act, which means that if you happen to be found consuming one, you are committing a felony and likely to be prosecuted. Number 7.
Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and stop it right there, you guys. So you guys, comment down below what you want me to react to, you know, next, you guys, my bad. And guys, you know, let me know what your thoughts about some of these foods that we seen, you guys, about this. So guys, let me know. I love you. See you for the next video. And yeah, peace.